This is the fastest production car on Earth, the McLaren F1. The only carbon fiber structure to rival this for sheer complexity is the US Air Force's stealth bomber. But where can a car this fast be driven to its limits? A racetrack has to be the answer. Most famous race in history, Le Mans.
Yeah, that's me in the famous Harrods McLaren F1 GTR during the 1995 Le Mans 24 Hours. It was the exact moment during torrential rain in the middle of the night that the eventual winner, JJ Leno, in another McLaren F1 GTR, went by me at the end of the Mulsanne Straight. It was also the moment that McLaren road cars became famous all around the world. And 3 decades later, I'm going to show you quite how far that DNA has come. And this is that DNA in action. When you think about it, time in all sports is the most precious commodity, but in racing, it is an absolute. And 30 years since I drove the McLaren F1 GTR at Le Mans is an eternity. You might as well rewrite the history of the automobile in that time. I had a 6-speed manual, just over 600 horsepower. I had to be so delicate with the manual shift gate. And yet here, I have this electrifying downshifts, upshifts from the 7-speed gearbox that I could have only dreamed about back then. I think that what they've done with the 750S is managed to capture that heritage that started back then. You know, let's make a road car. Oh, and then maybe the last road car that you could drive to the racetrack and race.
Right. I'm so impressed with McLaren as a car company because you really do feel you're one with the car when you're in this. The difference is really in the driving it. If people, well, how is it different from other cars? Well, when you drive it, you really can tell. I love that it's rear-wheel drive because all the fun is between 40 and 120. And with a car like this, you can hang the tail out, getting on an exit. You feel the speed, you sense it, and you can feel it through every part of the car. And that's what's so much fun about it.
Here's a good analogy for you. You know how they say that the Apollo 13 mission ran on technology inferior to a modern-day iPhone? If that's the case, then my F1 GTR from 1995 was a British red phone box. And this is a supercomputer. Oh, literally under my fingertips, and in the blink of an eye, the 750S has transformed from being a very compliant road car with all the niceties you'd expect into something that Bruce McLaren himself would be so proud of.
Hello, Mr. Bell. The car for you and your father is ready for you.
You are very welcome, and we'll see you on the 14th.